closing statements and work our way down the table.
First thing I'd like to say, I'd like to set the example as mayor. So as mayor of Carmel, the first thing I would do is cut my office budget by $250,000. So that tells you how big the mayor's budget is. Okay. So the next thing I would do is important to figure out where we're at financially. Okay. We've received a lot of briefings on the city council, and we get a lot of piecemeal thing. And you know, I have over 30 years experience in the financial area, and I ask a lot of questions. But oftentimes, with the mix that we get, it's always split up. The next accountant does the other part of the city's business. So it's important to figure out where we're at, where we're going, and to utilize the taxpayer money, to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money. Additionally, we have a lot of empty storefronts here in Carmel, and we have a lot of empty office space. And I think we need to put a big emphasis on trying to get this filled. Some people have accused me of wanting to go back to 1970. Well, maybe in 1970 or 1980, when I moved here, every storefront was filled. So in one way, I do want to go back to that time because I want to see all this office space and all this storefront filled. I have an enormous amount of experience in government. I understand government. Being on the city council the last 3.5 years, I understand what the issues are, what the problems are, and how we need better management. And the bottom line is, there's certain things Carmel needs to get out of. We're in the restaurant business. We're in the party time rental business. We're in the office business.
That's your time, Mr. Accetturo.
So we need to get out of that. Thank you.
Mayor Brainard, we're going back down the...
Oh, yeah.
Financially, Carmel's in great shape. Substantial reserves. Looking at 20 years, no increase in property taxes. We've got strong fiscal management. We've got decent cash reserves, reasonable debt levels. John, if you really want to understand where the city's at financially, there's one document you can look at, and you should know this. It's a document created every year by the State Board of Accounts. They audit the city of Carmel. They're CPAs, just like a business has an audit. They audit the Redevelopment Commission, the city, the utilities. It's all there and available in an audited financial statement by certified public accountants. This business that you can't find something, it's just a false issue. We certainly want to attract economic development here, but our job isn't to tell the private sector you can only have so many storefronts, you can only have so many of this or so many of that. The market has to do that. The lenders and the developers do that. Sure, we want a good zoning plan, we'll do that, but we're not going to dictate to the private sector what can and what they have to build a building for. We have excellent public safety services. Make sure those continue to provide great service to the city. We want to continue to build our amenities, such as the parks. We've taken our parkland from 40 to roughly 800 acres since I've been mayor. We want to continue that. We want to continue to connect all of our neighborhoods with trails. But more importantly, make sure that we keep our fiscal house in order. We keep our taxes where they are, and the way we do that is to continue to attract private sector investment, especially into our older areas where we already have expensive infrastructure in place.
That's time, Mr. Mayor. And finally, Mr. Spigelman, your closing remarks.
This morning, I received an email, and in that email it said, "I am uncertain and I'm frustrated. And what's worse is that I have this feeling that the people here in Carmel just feel that all politicians are the same, and as soon as that they're elected, they'll just do what they want anyway. which might not be for the benefit of myself and for the people. That was a very ironic statement. It's an ironic statement because it sort of sums up the whole picture. Fact of the matter is that this is the most critical election in Carmel's history. It is a referendum on whether you are prepared to continue an administration of broken promises, especially in the last half dozen years, increased debt, liberalism in spending and borrowing, a lack of accountability, and a runaway Carmel Redevelopment Commission that has racked up $400 million worth of debt, including interest, over the last several years, especially since the time of the approval of the Palladium. The people of Carmel have got to make a decision in this critical election. Are we prepared to continue looking at Carmel skin deep as a beautiful city, which it is, but are we unprepared to look under the covers to see what it's all about, how we got there, and what we're going to have to face in the future? For that reason, I ask for your vote and support on May the 3rd so that we can have a real change in Carmel. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.